Have you ever looked at a totally barren patch of dirt, or maybe a cracked parking lot, and wondered what it could actually become if nature was just left alone to do its thing? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are unraveling what we call the tapestry of growth. We're going to be looking specifically at biodiversity and ecological succession, and honestly, it is an incredible story of resilience that's happening right under our feet.
So think about it. Can an empty, cracked asphalt parking lot eventually turn into a vibrant, breathing forest? I know it sounds a bit like science fiction, but the answer is an absolute yes. We're about to trace the specific, step-by-step chronological journey nature takes to reclaim empty space and literally explode with life.
Let's start with Section 1. What is biodiversity?
At its core, biodiversity is simply the variety of life in an ecosystem. But, don't let the simplicity of that definition fool you. When an empty or damaged space starts to heal, it doesn't just grow a single weed. No, it fills up with a massive interacting web of thousands of plant varieties, millions of insects, fungi, and mammals, all sharing the exact same habitat. It transforms from a totally blank canvas into this crowded, colorful masterpiece. Interestingly, the source material anchors this whole concept in the book of Genesis. It highlights a foundational blueprint where this astonishing diversity is purposefully designed to bring stability, beauty, and balance to the world. It frames nature as a deeply designed tapestry where every single thread, and really every single creature, serves a distinct and vital purpose.
Moving right along to Section 2, how ecosystems grow over time.
In the earliest stages of this process, which is called succession, biodiversity is actually pretty low. Step 1 begins with hardy pioneer plants and super resilient insects. And get this, some of these early arrivals, like lichen, literally secrete acids to dissolve solid rock into workable soil. It's wild. Then, once the soil is rich enough, Step 2 kicks in with grasses and herbivores moving in. Finally, we hit Step 3. Deep-rooted shrubs and trees arrive, which invites larger predators, perfectly balancing out the entire food web. What's amazing here is that each new wave of life literally sets the dinner table and builds the houses for the next wave. The insects attract hungry birds, the tall grasses feed wandering herbivores, and the dense shrubs offer safe nesting places. It's just a continuous, cooperative building process where absolutely nothing exists in isolation.
Now for Section 3, real-world ecosystem recovery. Picture that abandoned parking lot again. Over the years, the asphalt cracks, dirt blows into those tiny crevices, and pioneer seeds take root. Eventually, those roots are strong enough to break apart the concrete entirely. What happens next? It transforms a lifeless gray rectangle into a lush, colorful meadow, just buzzing with bees, migrating butterflies, and foraging birds.
Or consider wetland recovery. When water is restored to a previously drained marshland, life doesn't just trickle in, it rushes back in a compounding wave. Almost immediately, frogs repopulate the shallow pools. Then algae blooms invite fish, and soon after that, dragonflies return to patrol the air. It's this incredible, instant domino effect of returning biodiversity.
And then we have the ultimate stage of succession, the mature forest. This really illustrates biodiversity working in 3 full dimensions. You've got massive canopy trees towering way up above to soak up the sun, shade-loving shrubs thriving down below, and decomposers quietly recycling nutrients right there in the soil. All these layers function together as a completely balanced, highly diverse community.
Which brings us to Section 4. Why does biodiversity matter?
So why should we care? Well, a diverse, healthy ecosystem doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It is actively working for us. It cleans the air we breathe, its massive root systems naturally purify our drinking water, and it supports the complex food chains we completely rely on. Critically, high diversity means a single virus or blight cannot easily wipe out a whole habitat. It really is nature's ultimate defense system.
Knowing how delicate these systems actually are, and just how long it takes for nature to build them up from bare rock, highlights a very real responsibility for us. When we protect these intricate environments, we aren't just saving a few trees. We are protecting the very engine that sustains all life on Earth.
And finally, Section 5, education, morality, and peace. The HeroesmartAcademy curriculum draws a really powerful parallel here, stating that education without morality will hurt. The idea is that just as an ecosystem absolutely needs balance to thrive, human life requires intertwining our education with a strong moral compass. A brilliant mind that lacks direction is perfectly compared to an ecosystem stripped of its foundational plants. Eventually, it just collapses. To support this, the source points to Romans chapter 8, which promises peace of mind to those who stay spiritually grounded. Approaching your education through this moral lens is meant to bring the exact same peace, balance, and stability to your life that rich biodiversity brings to a recovering forest. It anchors you against any storm.
So we're going to end this explainer with a provocative challenge regarding your own future. Will you use your education alone and risk creating chaos, or will you intertwine it with morality to actually cultivate lasting peace? Just like an ecosystem, your mind is a landscape waiting to be cultivated. The seeds you plant today completely determine the world you're going to build tomorrow. So choose wisely. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next explainer.